Right? I am about a mile and a half into this, and today I'm going to be attempting what's called the Beatout. And essentially, it's just like 4 or 5 peaks up in the Wasatch in the Lone Peak Wilderness area. So I'm on the trail heading up to the Pfeiffer Horn right now, which is the first peak in this. And then basically you just traverse from the Pfeiffer Horn along like 3 other peaks, and then you drop down into Bell's Canyon. From what I understand, it's like 14, some people say 12, some people say 14 miles from trailhead to trailhead. So usually when you do this, you would do it with like 2 cars, but since I'm doing it solo, I only have 1 car, which means that after I get to Bell's Canyon trailhead, I'm gonna have to drop down, or after I drop down to Bell's Canyon, I'm gonna have to walk back up Little Cottonwood Canyon all the way up back to this trailhead, which is about 6.5 miles. But I'm not too worried about that because that's gonna be on pavement. So I will be looking at about a 20-mile day today, hopefully around 12 hours from car to car. But yeah, we'll see how this one goes. So I'm at the lake. I got here in about an hour and 15 minutes. I'm about 4 miles in. I'm hoping to get to the top of the Pfeiffer Horn by 3 hours, maybe 3.5. But our next step is just, there's that ridge right up there that we have to gain. And then once you get to the top of that ridge, that's when you can first see the Pfeiffer Horn. I don't even know if I'll really see anyone past the Pfeiffer Horn. It's not very popular, which is kind of what I'm looking forward to. Alright, I'm at the top of the Pfeiffer Horn. It took me just about 2.5 hours to get here, almost exactly. So I'm making pretty good time. Yeah, the Pfeiffer Horn, when you're looking at it, when it like first comes into view, it looks super daunting. But just wait until you actually get up close, and it's really not that steep, not that bad. Like, you can pretty much walk the whole way to the top. But yeah, it's you can actually see Little Cottonwood Road right down there. So we've come a long way. I have about 5.5 miles tracked on my German. So apparently I have about 7 miles to go, something like that, until Bell's Canyon trailhead. And then of course I have to walk all the way back up Little Cottonwood. But yeah, I'm about to pack up and move on past the Pfeiffer Horn. right there is where I just came from, and then this is where I'm headed. You can see that ridge, which works up towards Chipman Peak, and apparently this is the most difficult scrambling in all of the Beatout, if you don't include Lone Peak. And so, also from what I've read on Google, it should not exceed class 3. So it shouldn't be too difficult. It might look pretty gnarly. I'm not sure. I'll let you guys know when I get there. But yeah, it shouldn't exceed class 3 from several different sources. But yeah, I'm almost there. Sorry about the wind, but I just wanted to show you really quick. I'm mid-scramble. I think I'm like pretty much at the top. I think that's the top right up there. But yeah, I've just come up so far. You can see this is kind of what it looks like. A lot of it is, most of it's just like this right here. So yeah, I would say this is definitely class 3. I haven't really gotten cliffed out. Just kind of pick your best line. Just be observant. The one I picked, I think probably most people would take. It's pretty obvious. This is just ideal, and there's no one around. I saw some people crossing that ridge up there, in between Upwap and Pfeiffer Horn, but I can't see them now, so I don't know if they decided that they're gonna try and make a run for the Beatout or just backtrack. But yeah, I haven't really seen anyone else past the Pfeiffer Horn today, and I'm about to hit Chipman Peak. So I'm almost at the top of Lightning Ridge. You can see this is all really easy stuff. Like, this is probably just going to be class 2 right here. But there is Chipman Peak right there. So you're going to traverse, left over to Chipman Peak. And then once you're done with that, you go over there until you hit South Thunder Mountain. And then apparently from the top of South Thunder Mountain, that's when you can see the Upper Bells Reservoir. And then that's when you just kind of make your way down to the reservoir, and then down to the valley floor, the trailhead. So it's going pretty well right now. I still feel really good. Beautiful views. It's so crazy up here. So I descended from South Thunder, and I am almost to the Upper Bells Reservoir. And wow, descending South Thunder was not fun. Lots of scrambling, which was sort of fun, but the boulder hopping, I don't know about that. It lasted forever, pretty well over 1,000 feet. But yeah. So I'm out of the canyon now, back in my car. I ended up teaming up with a couple of dudes that I met on Lightning Ridge, and they were able to give me a ride back up to the Red Pine Lake trailhead. So that way I didn't have to walk the 6.5 miles that it would have taken, and that would not have gone well with me, because after you start traversing down from South Thunder Mountain to the upper reservoir, it's freaking exhausting. It takes everything out of you. It's insane. Like, I thought I was doing really well, and then I just hit this. It's crazy. Like, it destroys you. But yeah, the Beatout was pretty sick. I'm glad I did it, but I probably won't be back. That was painful. It took me just under 11 hours, and I trekked like 14 miles on my Jarman, so I'm not sure how accurate that is. Everyone gets different stats. I honestly don't know how long the Beatout really is. But it is painful. That's all I know.